What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're talking about how to get more wins in FUT Champions, especially during Team of the Season. As you know, that the advertising Team of the Season right now, and there's a chance for you to pull. So, for example, this week the Major League is Bundesliga. You can, if you finish Gold 2, you get 2 guaranteed picks of 2 players in the Major League. If you finish Elite 3, you get tradables. Obviously, every week it's different. Like right now, for this week, it's Bundesliga. When you watch this video, it might be La Liga or League 1. So it just depends. But this kind of tutorial is mainly based for people that are below Elite 3. If you're Elite 3 and above, you might know this stuff already. It might apply to you. But this is mainly for people who just want to get those extra wins to push to Elite 3 for the first time, or push to Gold 2 for the first time. I think it's important to get Gold 2 now, because if you don't get Gold 2 now, everyone else around you is getting the Team of the Season players, and you will not be getting them because you're not guaranteed the players. As I said, timestamps will be in the description. I'm breaking it down to 2 sections: the external and then the internal stuff. So what you can do outside the game and what you can do in the game itself. Talking about external, the first thing I would say before you get into champs, before you play your games, play 1 game of rivals. Now this is very important, just so you get in the flow, you get in the rhythm of playing. You know, I make this mistake as well because I'm sometimes in a rush. I go into FUT Champ straight away. Arguably, you're probably the most likely to lose on your first game. People go into FUT Champions straight away and then they go on a losing streak. Play a game of rivals first, get into the flow of the game. You might come back home from work. You don't want to go into champ straight away. Play 1 game of rivals, just 1 extra game before you start champ, just to get the momentum, get your muscle memory intact. You know, so you know how to get this time shooting and everything on point. Get those muscle memory unlock is what I would say, just so you know, you kind of know in the game you're just warmed up. It's kind of like a warm-up basically. Think about it as when you're playing football, you do a warm-up, you stretch. It's kind of like that. The second thing is to avoid distractions. Now, of course, this is different. Obviously, not everyone can avoid distractions. You know, try to avoid, music's a bit different, but I'm talking about actual distractions like your phone, especially during now, Team of the Season. Everyone's going to try hard. You make 1 mistake and you slip up, it's done. So when someone texts you, I suggest, honestly, just avoid it. Text at halftime, text when you make a pause. Don't text mid-game. Try to avoid distractions as much as you can. As I said as well, taking breaks. I think a lot of people, this is arguably the biggest thing. Now, maybe it's a bit different for me, but let's say, for example, on general, let's say you get 15 wins, 15 losses. Every time you get a loss, take a break. Now, it's a bit different for me because I don't lose that much, but in weekend league anyway, I'm not trying to inflate my abilities, but I understand if you're like maybe a bit lower, you can't have that many breaks. But when you lose a game, just take a break, walk around for even just a 5-minute break, just walk around, just to clear your head. If you realize you're not playing good, take a break. Because the problem is when you don't take a break and you lose a game, even if you barely, let's say you lose last minute or you barely lose, your mindset's not intact and you start to rush your games. You don't believe me? Play a game, lose a game, play the next game and actually record the footage and then play it back using share play, or the share thing on the top left, or video clip on PS4 or whatever, and you will see yourself that you're rushing things. You'll look back and be like, hang on, I didn't mean to do that in the game. I rushed that. Because when you lose, you get agitated, you get frustrated, and you don't play the football you want to play. It's the same thing with splitting the games out. Try not to play all your games in one go. Now, this is a bit different for me because I stream, so that's why I might play 20 games in a row or 30 games in a row sometimes. But in hindsight, truthfully speaking, I can only play 7 games at a time. Try hard. After 7 games, I lose concentration and I don't really play as much. Obviously, when I'm streaming, it's a bit different. Try to aim for 10, 10, 10. 10 Friday, 10 Saturday, 10 Sunday. I know people are working. It's different. But just try to split your games out. Don't play your games all in one day. Unless, obviously, if you go for top 100, you want to get most of your games out the way on Friday to get your skill rating as high as possible. Now, that's more of the external stuff. Then we'll talk about the internal stuff. What happens in the game? First thing, use your best squad. Don't use a fitness team. The biggest problem, I don't understand why people do this. In Rivals, it's a different story. But in FUT Champions, use your best team every single game. Don't play 1 game with your main team and then play 1 game with a weak team for fitness. It makes no sense. You want to have the same team. So that way, if I have if I have, for example, on my main team, so this is my main team, but let's just say, for example, let's just say that's your fitness team and this is your main team. You want to always know that you got Neymar on the left hand side who's got a 5-star, so you know you can do a shot with your weak foot. If you have another player there, for example, let's say you have someone like Muriel, he hasn't got a 5-star weak foot, he won't be the same. So when you get into the same position that you're used to playing in, it's not going to be the same player in that position, different work rates, different stats. It's going to alter your play every game. Use the same team in a weekend league. Listen to me. Buy fitness cards every game. I don't care if you have 94 fitness or 98 fitness. Apply a fitness card every single game. Honestly, I know the difference between 99 and 98 fitness. Believe me, when it comes to 80 minutes and you do a through ball and you're going to be lacking that one piece of fitness, you're going to regret it. Honestly, apply fitness every game. And a lot of people are talking about money. Let's be real now. Fitness cards, you can buy them for pretty cheap on a Thursday for about 800 coins, 900 coins. Let's say you buy 30 fitness cards. It's not going to cost you that much because you'll make money back from the match coins as well. So let's say it costs you 15k. Now, if you spend 15k on fitness cards, you're going to make more money by going from silver 1 to gold 3. Honestly, I guarantee you this. You don't believe me? Start applying fitness cards every game and I promise you, you're going to get 1 or 2, maybe even 3 extra wins every weekend league. I can guarantee you that. Just trust me on this. The next thing is gameplay. Now, let's be real. Sometimes the game is shocking. I'm not going to dispute that. Don't let your emotions alter your decisions. When you're angry, don't, like, for example, like, I'll give you an example. I don't know what the clip this is. I don't know. But like, if stuff like this happens in the game and you're not in, like, for example, on the top left corner, as you can see, I'm 1-0 down and you're through on goal and the game, for God knows, decides, some unknown force decides to push you away, like some Jedi, like I don't know who that is. So Allison or whoever is a Jedi Knight. Just completely forget about it. And obviously, you're gonna get mad for a second, but don't let the game get you. Don't have this mentality that, oh, it's scripting, oh, he's gonna score, oh, it's no point, he's gonna win. You're never gonna win that way. Most of the times, I get angry for 30 seconds in a minute, then I get back into the game, max, a minute max. Then I'm back in the game, back in the zone. Don't let the whole game frustrate you, and don't lose the whole game because of one error. That's what I would say. Same thing with 45 minutes. You shouldn't be believing in this 45-minute thing. I am completely against 45 and I personally, look, generally speaking, when I'm in a game, I don't really suffer this 45-minute or 90-minute thing. I don't suffer it. But a lot of people, they do. I've already explained what the final attack is. I explained that many times, what the final attack is in the game. That's when you hold the ball at 45 or 90 minutes to ensure you have the final attack in that game. And what that means is, when it comes to you losing the ball at 45 minutes, will not get counted because the referee will blow the whistle. You probably know this already, but this is mainly just to do with the final attack. The key is you don't want to give the ball away in 45 minutes. That's the thing I would say. Play smart, try not to concede, defend kickoff as best as you can, as I've said. Again, it's super subs. I think, especially now, everyone's getting gold too, so their teams are getting better and better. Every team in the season installment comes out for every league. Have super subs. Have a good pace injection. If you don't have 99 team in the season players, it's completely different. You need the super subs. Have some super subs, some pacey ones, some attacking ones. Have a good few versatile players that can do everything. They can defend. Have a guy that can lock the game out. Mascherano. This guy, I think right now on the market, he costs like 15k, bin price almost. This is the best card, low high, I've ever used defensively only to close the game out. 99 pace, 99 physical. Look at his defending stats. As a sub, this guy is a joke. Honestly, I'd recommend you buying this guy. Second thing, not the second thing, on that topic, should I say rather, is have a plan B. As you know, I use one formation. In the rare occasion, for me it's a bit different because I change my play, but for the average player, you're going to be playing the same way. Now, if one formation is not working for you, have a plan B. Generally speaking, I have the 4-4-2, mainly on balance. I have a long ball, so my 4-2-1 is a long ball. I'll have balance or possession depending on how they play. I'll have a wider formation, have a plan B. It's the same thing when you lose a game or when you're losing. Have a tactic. I have this video. This is the formation, the Blitz tactic. Have this on your team. I've devised this for everyone so you can get the guaranteed goal. This has honestly saved me so many wins in the weekend league. Honestly, if you're not using this tactic, you're doing it wrong, because when you're 1-0 down and there's 80 minutes to go and you're 70, or it's 80 minutes, 10 minutes to go, you're going to need a tactic like this. Another thing I want to talk about is stats, and I don't mean player stats. It's to ignore stats as in half-time stats and shots on target and all those. I think the biggest problem is that people, they get locked into this thing where, oh my god, the game is against me because at half-time the stats are not against me. People get locked into this. When it's half-time, let me give an example, right? Now when it's half-time, now I only shoot inside the box, okay? Now this game, you're going to be like, well, I had one shot on goal, I don't deserve to win. That's what someone will say to you. That's what the average person will say. Well, no, that's incorrect, because his 7 shots on target, he could have shot it from the halfway line. You know, if you go into a game and you shoot the ball 50 times from the halfway line, the goalkeeper catches it every time, and you have 50 shots on target, and the guy has one clean 1v1 and scores, who deserves to win that game? So ignore the stats. Don't look at the stats and be like, okay, he's only had one shot on target. Just ignore it completely. For example, when people play against me, I'm only going to have 6 or 7 shots on target in the game. But believe me, they will all be inside the box and they will all be complete clear chances. So don't look at stats and be like, oh, okay, oh, this guy doesn't deserve to win, etc, etc. Same thing with playing slowly. Try not to rush your games. You know, as I said, look, this weekend I was 17-1. It was Sunday night. I realized I only had a couple of hours left. I started rushing my games. I went from 17-1 to 17-2, 17-3, 17-4, and 17-5. I didn't take a break because I was streaming. Then I realized I need to take a break. As soon as I took a break, I left for like 10 minutes, came back, I won all the other games in a row. So I went from 17-1 to 17-5 to 23-5. So make sure you take a break. Don't rush your games. If you're running out of time, then maybe you have no choice, but try not to leave your games last minute. Some other small things just want to say, utilize L1 dribbling. Now this is a tip everyone keeps asking me to do. I'll do a tutorial on this probably eventually or very soon. L1 dribbling is so good because it makes it, when you play against someone who uses L1 dribbling, now I hate playing against people who do it against me because it's so hard to get the ball off them. L1 dribbling is when you hold L1 or left back on your controller. I'll show you a quick example. Let me just go into this. So L1 dribbling works for most players. You don't need to have the best dribbling stats because it's called close dribbling. So you hold L1 and you change direction really quickly. This is really hard. When you're outside the box, when you get the ball first time, use L1 dribbling, quickly change directions and maneuver. It's really hard for your opponent to defend against this. It's trying to be unpredictable. The same thing with utilizing skill moves. Utilize the drag back. You know how efficient a drag back is. You know, you can change in every angle, even in delayed gameplay. In delayed gameplay, drag back's one of the only skills that actually works, that you can actually time it with a delay. Same thing with I don't do it. I rarely do it, but if I do it, yeah, I do it once to clear space. Use a La Croqueta. The truth is, everyone does it. Everyone's abusing it now. You can do it if you want. And the final tip I would just say to you is watch another streamer play. Sometimes if you feel you're playing bad, just take a break. And some people say they watch me. I mean, they might watch me because they say I play a different way and I play a bit more slower, just so you get a different perspective on the game. If you feel like you're playing really bad, go on Twitch. You don't have to necessarily watch me. Just go on Twitch, look at some of the good players on Twitch and just watch their stream, watch how they're playing, and you will naturally slow down your game because you'll realize, oh, I'm rushing it too much. That's kind of my main tips. It was a bit of a long video, but I think they'll actually, most of you probably know these tips, but there's probably a lot of you that won't comment on this video that don't know these tips. So I would just say 100% do that. But if there's 3 things I like to say to take away from this: 1, apply fitness every single game. 2, have a plan B. And 3, try to be unpredictable and take breaks. Well, that's more like 4 things, but yeah, I would say 4, yeah. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Fingers crossed. As I said, it's important now you get goal 2. This is the weekend leagues where you make the most money. I made more money in 1 week than I made so I made 300k last week. Okay, my rewards were terrible, but I made more money from that 1 week than I made in the entire year in Elite 3. There's people who've been finishing Elite 3 who made 2 million coins. They made more money than their entire team was actually worth. So this is the time to fix up your gameplay and make sure you're getting the most amount of wins. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comment section down below. As usual, I read all the comments. I try to reply to everything as soon as I can. Hope you enjoyed this video guys. I'll catch you in the next one. All the best and good luck in your weekend league, boys. Take it easy.